Race number 3 getting ready to roll here. Again, the 125 novice class. Sam Martin, Tristan Moffitt's the one we're watching for, but in reality, there are 40 other riders that are vying for that top spot as the gate is down. Wow, there is something about that sound as those two strokes round that first turn and head into that Bell hole shot forest. And the 14 of Ryan Zawacki taking the early lead in this one. Zawacki coming into the Moto with an 11.19 and a score of 30. He is way outside the top 10, about 15th overall as far as placement goes into this final Moto. But again, as I said, there are 42 riders on this starting gate that took off that want to take a Moto win here and take home Moto Gold, and at least have some sort of bragging rights as our leaders work their way through the 10 Commandments, now into the far reaches and back into Storyland. Ryan Zawacki out of Bennett, Colorado, taking that hole shot, an extra $100 toward his Bell helmet purchases. And, of course, we see that already the change up front as the 51 machine making his way into the front of the pack is Ronnie Paper. Paper going 25-3. So, again, inconsistencies and craziness and wackiness taking place here as they continue to sort it out, coming around now into the heart of this race course. And we'll see him right here in front of the announcer's tower over that ski jump now. Of course, the Kawasaki Camelback into that Thor sweeper / roller turn.
Love that sound, Rodney.
Oh, I just sat and I held the mic up and I listened as those riders went around that first. Oh, it just takes me back. I love this 120. As the 51 machine, as we said, checking in with us. He comes ranked 20th overall with a 25-23, leading after lap number 1. Ronnie Paper, the number 96, running in second is Travis Moffitt. The 72 of Jagger Koch is third. Travis Bellotti is fourth aboard the 77. Cyrus Christensen, the number 12, is fifth. Kyle Weiss, the 31, and sixth. Ryan Zawacki, who got the hole shot, drops back to seventh now. It's Connor Stevenson, the 11, is eighth. Trey Gibson in ninth aboard the 38. Rounding out the top 10, Jonathan Hanner. Now, let's look at these scores. Tristan Moffitt, a 1.52. That scores an overall 8, and he's got the title wrapped up. The rider that he is racing against, the 21 of Sam Martin, we scanned through the results, is not right now in a top 15 position, or top 21 position. I'm sorry, a top 21 position. And so we see right now that Tristan Moffitt basically is in a position, all he has to do is ride, and he should be able to take home this national championship title.
And when you take a look at it, Tristan right now, all he has to do is, I don't want to say put it on cruise control, but he's in that second position right now. He has to just maintain the pace, make no mistakes, and be honest with you, he's got 4 points to spare right there. And bad break for Sam Martin. Those guys were 5-1 and 1-5 tied going into the Moto, but simply after a start now, Sam Martin disappears in the points.
Yes, he does. And right now, as we watch Jagger Koch in that number 3 spot, we talked a lot about him. He finished 7th in Moto number 1, and he came out and surprised a lot of folks. Actually had a good Moto 1, but made a couple mistakes toward the end, which took him back to 7th. Second place in Moto 2, and he opens up in 3rd place here, and it puts him a little bit in contention for the championship, even with that 7 out there. There's a 4-point difference. So what's got to happen for Koch here is he's got to get around Moffitt and likely into the number 1 position, and then he's got to hope that Moffitt maybe finds a couple of other problems and loses at least 3 more positions in that process of that. And if he does that, then he'll win the national title. It's not impossible. We are into this 15-minute Moto right now. I think this is only, what, 3 minutes, I think we could call it at this point.
Yep, and you know what? We've seen wilder things happen, Rodney. That's a crazy scenario of things that will need to happen, but you know what? We've seen crazier things happen.
We most certainly have. Ronnie Paper leading after 2 now on the 51. Koch up to 2nd. He's gotten around Moffitt. Moffitt's looking at a 1.53 for a score of 9 and the win. And now that Koch is in front, if he goes around, well, actually, if he stays where he's at and Moffitt drops 2 more spots, That'll tie him up. Then Koch would win on the overall tie. If Koch can get around Paper and Moffitt loses just one more spot, then Jagger Koch would still be looking at a national title. But right now, all Tristan Moffitt has to do is ride this race, hold a position, and not let things get away from him at this point. And he's got it locked down. Yeah,
you see Tristan, he was in second place just a minute ago. He's in third place, well within the championship realm. But he did go from basically 4 points to 2 points over that next position with, what, one pass.
Yeah.
So watching that happen. But I got to ask you, Rodney, taking a look at the track here this morning, do you think that there's like more available lines in some of these corners? I've seen 3 and 4 berms most all week, but here we are. We're only in about the 5th race of the day, and taking a look at some of these corners already, what's developed.
Yeah, and I don't know that there's necessarily more lines. It's just that the lines are developing a lot differently, and that's just the way that, I guess, the nature of the beast. And I was talking with Randy Poulter at dinner last night, who's one of the gurus in charge of getting this track dialed in, and that's exactly what he said. He said the track's going to be even different tomorrow. He says don't expect anything, and he says, and it's going to be different on Saturday as well.
And Randy, one of the very best in the business, works closely with Jeff Russell and the whole Racer Productions crew. But Randy, national track builder, known worldwide, as a matter of fact, traveled everywhere to build tracks. And when Randy tells you that this thing's in as good a shape as it's ever been, that you're going to see great racing, you can count on it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Randy pays so much attention. He studies the starts, and he studies where the hole shots come from. He wants it to be an even start, so he's already looking at any changes that may be necessary for the coming years to make the starting grid a little more even. So he calculates what the odds are and where the better parts of the gate, the starts come from, and when he figures that out, he'll adjust things so that it's more even across the board. It blows me away how this man's mind thinks. Ronnie Paper in trouble there. Did you see that?
Big swap.
72, Jagger Koch just went into the #1 spot, and the only thing that he can do now is hope that Moffitt loses that one more spot. Wow. Let's do the math right here, right now. Jagger Koch will be looking at a 7-3-1. That's a score of 10. Tristan Moffitt's looking at a 1-5-3 right now, a score of 9. So if Moffitt drops back to 4th place and Koch can hang on to 1st place at the checkers, then Koch would win the title. But Moffitt still has this championship on lockdown from that 3rd place spot right now.
Yeah, it's Moffitt's to lose, no doubt about it. He needs to keep the heart rate under control, needs to focus on his lines. Just needs to ride this race out. Don't see our clock right. Yeah, about 7 minutes to go. So halfway through this one. And, Moffitt just needs to maintain his pace, not make any mistakes, and that guy becomes a champion.
Cyrus Christensen back in the #4 position, turning a 209.2, was 2.6 seconds behind Moffitt, who turned a 210.3 the last time around. But the time before that, he turned a 208, so obviously he's got the speed if he needs it.
Yeah, not an issue of speed whatsoever. These guys very evenly matched on speed. Taking a look at lap times, that gap still only staying at 1.8 seconds, so 4.2 back to Moffitt. So these guys very evenly matched as far as that speed goes. The gap's remaining very consistent. About 6 minutes left in this one, and it's still Koch, Pepper, Moffitt. So Cyrus Christian not out of this thing as far as a Moto is concerned. Only 2 seconds back there behind Moffitt. But right now, taking a look again at that overall, Moffitt, Koch, and Wise is what the story's all about.
Most certainly, and looking at the rest of the field, just to give you an idea of how things are breaking down, Moto 3, Kyle Wise is 5th. Travis Bellotti in 6th aboard the 77. Trey Gibson in 7th. Connor Stevenson is the number 11 in 8th place. Jonathan Hanner, the 57 in 9th, and Ian Caron rounds out your top 10. Kyle Wise is looking at a 6.45 for an overall 3rd. Jagger Koch right now is 7.21 for overall 2nd, behind Tristan Moffitt's 1.53 for the national championship title.
Rolling down to that 5-minute mark now. Rodney going to be 2/3 of the way through this one, and as we've seen so far today, a lot of big mistake right there. Not who exactly was that big mistake. Somebody dug in the corner there, losing lots of time. Want to see exactly who that is. I believe that may have been, let's see, Husqvarna mounted rider. Might have been Columneros, who that might have been. But right now, Tristan Moffitt looking at a 1.53. Right now is what he's looking at. And Koch looking again a 7.21. So a couple of positions right there for Tristan Moffitt to surrender. But right now, just needs to ride consistent, keep that thing on 2 wheels, and not make any mistakes. And Moffitt's going to be a champ, provided he can keep it on 2 wheels, keep this position, and work it all the way to the finish line. Taking a look a little deeper back into the pack right now, Kyle Wise in that number 5 spot. He's fighting it out with Travis Bellotti. Trey Gibson only 0.7 of a second behind Bellotti right now. So Gibson trying to get himself up into that top 5. Connor Stevenson riding in that 8th spot. Jonathan Hanner in the 9th position. And Ian Kieran rounding out the top 10. Fast lap so far. That belongs to Jaeger Koch. It's a 2:05.7. Currently running about a 2:08. So the track's slowing down just a bit as these guys get deeper into the moto. Coming up, I believe, on that 4-minute mark, so should be winding things down here real soon. Going to be looking for a 2-lap card to be coming out here shortly. And, of course, follow that up with our white flag. So as we take a look at the current standings, Tristan Moffitt would be 1.53 for 9. Koch 7.21 for 10. Wise 6.44 for 14. The man really on the bubble, Connor Stevenson, needs some help right now with a 10.37 for 20. .125C out there right now. Coming up next in our staging area, 85cc 9 to 11 limited. So 85cc 9 to 11 limited. Those guys on the gate right now. And then we're going to have our 250A and 250B motos following our 65 classes. So coming up just about 10:30, going to get our 250A, and 11 o'clock our 250B. So looking forward to those as well. And then following them, we'll do our 51cc classes, have our small intermission, and then move into the afternoon program. Right now, just under 3 minutes to go, about 2:54 on the clock. Koch still out front. Ronnie Paper in that 2nd position. Now, Ronnie, he is going to be looking at about 11th overall. Had some bad luck here early in the week, 25-23, and right now running in that number 2 spot. So a little redemption for Paper as he's looking to podium for this final moto of the week for 125C riders. Thomas Rendell behind him in that number 12 spot. Connor DeGraff looking at a possible 13th overall. Jordan Columnero a possible 14th. And Cyrus Christensen a possible 15th overall. A lot of bad luck there for Cyrus. 41-10 and pulling it together in this last moto with a 5th place. So Cyrus Christensen giving everybody a look at his true speed and talent here in his final moto of 125C. Final lap now. White flag is waving. Final lap out there in our 125C race. Number 96 has hit the ground. Oh, no. Tristan Moffitt. Not good. Tristan Moffitt hit the ground, picking that number 96 machine up. How many positions did he lose? This could change things dramatically here on the last lap. Holy cow. Moffitt having this thing in control. With 9 points, he was 1-5 and a possible 3 here. If he's lost a couple positions, man, this could change the overall dramatically. So want to keep an eye on this final lap. Where is Moffitt going to finish this thing out at? And looks like to me if Moffitt lost more than 3, actually, if he's lost more than 2 positions right now, we're looking at a new potential champion, and that could be Jaeger Koch. We're looking at a 7-2-1. Final lap here, waiting on our leaders to make their way through, see exactly how this one's going to play out. Holy cow. You talk about last lap drama. Loretta Lynn's never fails. Moffitt putting that thing in the sand back there, getting it picked up quick, shakes his head and drops the clutch, but is the damage done? Where is he running at currently in the field? So Koch, Paper, and Moffitt, 1, 2, 3 last time around. Moffitt in contention, though, for this championship. Did he lose too many spaces? Looking for that 96 Yamaha. See the 72 machine. Jaeger Koch coming out. The 51 machine right behind him. There he is, Lonnie Paper. And where is that number 96 of Tristan Moffitt? That is the question of the day. Where is that 96 machine of Moffitt? Still waiting to see him come into view. The 11 machine now comes around Connor Stevenson. Oh, what a heartbreaker. Koch, Wise, Paper, Cyrus Christensen, Connor Stevenson in that number 5 spot, and Moffitt just keeps dropping. An unbelievable mistake. Takes him out of that possible championship. Now he's in a possible 3rd overall. Going to see exactly where he picks it up and crosses the finish line. So Moffitt dropped all the way from a yeah, he had it. He had it locked up. As a matter of fact, 751, something like that, I believe. Oh, 153 is what he had for 8 points. So yeah, last lap, ditched it back there in the sand, and just the wheels came off of it, and just unbelievable heartbreaker. Yes, last lap, unbelievable heartbreaker.
Wow, that switched things up quite a bit real fast down here. As, wow, all of a sudden Jagger Koch gets everything he needs delivered right to him, and he had nothing to do with it. All he was doing was out riding the ride that he could ride. We're going to check in with him in just a moment. First, though, we're going to bring up our now 3rd place finisher. I think it was, let me double check this. I think, and double check, Connor, was that the 11? They got 3rd in this Moto Megawatt?
Repeat that, Rodney.
Oh, never mind, you're right, never mind. Okay, that was something else. Okay, Ronnie Paper, that's it. That's the kid we want to talk to right here for our 3rd place in our bronze, and I apologize, Ronnie, for that, because, wow, you deserve this. I was checking out those Moto schools. You had like a 25 and a 23. Is that what you had in Moto 1 and 2?
Yes, sir.
What happened? What was the difference out here in Moto 3 that got you up there in contention for racing for wins out here, man?
I just finally got a start. Eric Edwards came up to the gate with me and was telling me if you don't get the start, you shouldn't even be here. So I went out and got the start and went from there.
Man, I tell you, it works out well for you. Good to see that you finally redeem yourself after it all. It gives you some great incentive to fight back to come back next year, I'm sure.
Yes, sir. It felt pretty good to actually do that.
Who do you want to say thanks to?
I want to say thanks to my mom and dad for getting me all the way out here. CNC Tile and Carpet for paying my way out here, and he's helped me out a lot. Eric Edwards for pushing me and never letting me stop. Robbie Smith for helping me out at the track and just helping me, man. It's incredible. Mike and Metals, DT1 air filters. Oh man. Yeah, 365, 100%. HP development. Shoot, man. Live Purple. My buddy Peanut, he came all the way out here just to watch me and support me. And just my grandma. This one's for my grandpa. He came all the way out here to do it for him.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Ronnie Paper making it happen here in Moto number 3. He takes home the bronze. Thank you, buddy. And as we move to our 2nd place position here, man, things changed so much throughout this the course of this particular battle. Before we get the 2nd, let's go ahead and get our whole shot. This is going to be Ryan Zawacki. So, Ryan, take your $100 whole shot here. Congratulations. Talk about ripping it and making it happen. You did it, buddy.
The start was great. I got a really good jump and just held it wide around that corner and was running good. Then went down and got ran over.
Are you all right?
Yeah, my knee's hurting pretty good.
Well, go get that checked out. Put some ice on it. Revel in the fact that you got yourself a whole shot at Loretta Lynn, and say thanks to those that you need to say thanks to.
I'd like to say thanks to MHR Promotions, Squeak Clean Car Wash, Vickery Motorsports, RG3, LSE, X Brand, Fly, my mom and dad, my sister, and my grandma's.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, there you go. Put your hands together for Ryan Zawacki as he takes the whole shot. Where is my silver award winner at 2nd place here in Moto number 3? Kyle Wise making his way up here. And Kyle's another one of those riders. Let's see as we look at his scores. Coming into this one with a 4 and a 6. Don't you want to wear that, son? Put that around your neck. Stand up over here. There you go. You're looking good now. Congratulations, Kyle, putting that stuff together out there and coming away with a second. Tell me how it all went down for you.
Well, yeah, I got a pretty good start. Got second place, but I just fell back, and then I charged all the way forward.
Well, congratulations to you, buddy. Who do you want to say thanks to?
AmeriCorps, SMS, SingCal, Pro Circuit, Fly, my mom and dad, and anyone else. Thank you.
All righty, ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Kyle Wise. Moto Silver as we go here and grab the Moto Gold. We grab the Rocky Mountain Amateur National Shield, and we grab this young man and bring him to the center of the box. Ladies and gentlemen, Jagger Koch, your champion here of this 125C class. It's all about you, dude. We'll wait, but not that long. You are a champion, but we got more champions to crown, my friend. So good job out there, Jagger. I tell you, at the beginning of the week, you were on our radar right off the bat, and you stayed there all week. It looked like right up until the very bittersweet end there that you were going to have to settle up for second place, but everything fell in place behind you.
Yeah, I was just riding my own race, you know, out front. Got around Ronnie. We've been battling all year, ever since area qualifiers, so it was awesome. Got into first and kind of just was riding my own race, didn't know what was going on behind me, and I got the news once I rolled in here, so super stoked, awesome. I got to give it up to Vickery Motorsports, Fly Racing, X Brand, Works Connection, Vortex Racing, my mom, my dad, and a special thanks to Jack back home for helping me out before getting here, and everyone else who I forgot. Huge thanks. It's awesome. It's an amazing feeling.
No doubt about it. Step on over here a little bit closer in the center as we say thanks to all those great sponsors. I also want to take this opportunity to say congratulations to you as we bring Ricky back up here from the American Motorcyclists Association, and he hands to you the national #1 plate. And ladies and gentlemen, I present to you your 2018 125C AMA Amateur National Champion. With that, we're going to head back up to the top of the box. Oh, we got a Golden Bell helmet to give to this young man as well. So you get all kinds of great accolades. A Bell Golden Helmet champion as well as a national champion back up top.